So thank you all for being here today. And thank you for the privilege of being at this podium. When I was invited to speak, there was a question that haunted me. And the question was, who do you think you are, God's gift to the world? You're skipping ahead. And I'll skip ahead because we're short on time. The fact is, we are. We have this mandate to bring joy to each other, to make each other's lives better. And the mission that we have in life is, in fact, to live into that reality. And so that's one of the lessons that has been reinforced in me by my work as a volunteer with Samaritan Ministry of Greater Washington. I've had a career as a journalist and as a communications executive in nonprofit organizations. And in that career, I have been blessed to be able to be a coach for up-and-coming writers, some of whom have in fact gone on to award-winning careers in media and in other places. But that left me with a question about whether I had what it took to be a teacher. And when I thought about the answer to that question, and I saw myself in a classroom full of rowdy young people, I concluded that the answer is no. Nonetheless, when Samaritan Ministry announced that it was looking for adult tutors or tutors to serve in the Congress Heights office, I took a leap of faith. And that leap of faith turned out to be life-changing. Now, the people in our Congress Heights classes range from their 20s to over 60, and for many reasons, they come to us without the basic math and writing skills that people like me take for granted. And as you heard from David Wolf, our education programs at Samaritan Ministry reflect the philosophy of the entire organization, which is we are about empowering people. But little did I know that as we work to empower others, I was in the process of empowering myself in ways that I really, really needed. I've written over the years about structural inequities in our society. But one of the things that I've learned from the adults that I work with twice a week is about the resilience that is possible as they go through their struggles. The character they have developed as they have overcome the wrong turns that they have made in their lives. And it's been really good for me also to be around people who have what I call really good bull manure detectors. And so what they make me do is make sure that what I'm presenting in their class is my authentic self, warts and all. And that can be humbling, especially when you're struggling to explain why a math problem is worked a certain way. You can't just simply say, it is because I said it is. But going through those humbling moments, when you figure out, when you discover the value that you have, when you discover how you can change another person's life, when you discover that you, in fact, can be a gift of God to another person, that is priceless. So I see the act of living a lot like the art of writing. You sometimes get stuck because you don't have all the information you need. Sometimes you get writer's block, and you can't even figure out what the next paragraph is supposed to be. Or you're writing and writing and writing and writing, and you're like way off track. And then you got to like stop, go back, and rework what you've done. And when I've had those moments in my career, the great thing is that I've had really good editors. And I see the folk at Samaritan Ministry as being like editors, and they're there to help people write their life story. Not through a one-way top-down process, but through that process of mutual discernment that transforms everyone involved. And the other thing that's important, and in fact it's the most important thing we do in life, is forge connections. It's like that passage that I absolutely love from the Apostle Paul in letter to Corinthians, in which he compares us to the parts of our body. And you know, hands don't argue that they're not a part of the body and because they're not a foot. And they're not big arguments among the parts of your body about who's more valuable than the other. But in fact, we are all connected. We are all have a gift. We all have a purpose. And each of us is needed. Because we were made for connection. We were made for interdependence. And we were made to be God's gift to each other. So I hope that you are inspired today to make connectedness the headline of your story and to make Samaritan Ministry of Greater Washington one of the places where you will choose to be God's gift to the world. So thank you.